Good morning, beloveds. We went for a walk this morning, and there were a whole lot of different bird calls this morning. So it's just it's January, and we live far enough south that probably a lot of birds either winter here or just cross through. And so it was just there were a bunch of different bird calls this morning. I don't know what was going on. So, I always remember growing up how they would, make your wish on the first robin of spring. And I'm like, the robins live here. There is no first robin of the spring. I saw a robin a couple of days ago. Got a really good picture of him too. All right. It is January 11th. Our title is Limitation. The first quote is, "All the people shall shout with a great shout, and the wall of the city shall fall down flat." And that is Joshua 6:5. And then the second quote is, "The mental and spiritual practitioner must resolutely turn away from any form of limitation." And that is Science of Mind, page 317. For 2 years, our congregation has been wanting to knock out a wall in our sanctuary so that we could seat more people. But fear kept us from taking action. Some of the objections were, it will be too costly. We don't have enough expertise. We can never get a permit, and if we do, it will cost thousands of dollars. In other words, Rainbow, I love progress, but I hate change. How true. Change puts us in new situations where we temporarily feel out of control. Of course, we are never truly out of control because God is in the driver's seat of our lives, not persons, places, or events. Then came my ordination, and many out-of-town visitors wanted to attend it. We had to do something to accommodate them. So we took our hearts in our hands and set about knocking down the wall. Result, it cost less than $100 and took us less than 6 hours. It was beautifully organized and there was no mess. Don't we build walls within our consciousness which prevent us from experiencing life to the fullest? How symbolic was the Berlin Wall, or any wall for that matter, that suggests restriction. These walls are but artificial barriers we build out of fear. Let us realize that we are all one in God and that each of us is God manifest. God is truly in charge of our lives. Then we can sing with Joshua, and the walls came tumbling down. Today, I see no barriers as I go about my daily business. I know that my business is my spirit's business. I greet my fellow siblings along the way with love. I am willing to risk and to view things differently. I eagerly go forth this day without barriers. And that is Rainbow Johnson. Obviously, you know that because she said her name in the thing. Rainbow. When I saw that title, I was like, okay, well, let's see where this one's going to go today. I was not expecting a literal wall. Although I'm not surprised by it. And one of the it's a meme that goes around, and I like it. It's like, be willing to suck at something new. Because one of the things that stops us from trying new things a lot of the times is the fear that we're going to be bad at it. Well, we might be. There's another one, and I forget who he was talking to, but it's Kurt Vonnegut. When he was younger, either still in high school or maybe in college, and he was he was doing some kind of probably camp, experience, and somebody asked him, well, what do you do? And he says, well, I do this and I do this and I do this. And the person he was talking to was like, well, that's wonderful. And he's like, well, but I'm not really good at any of them. And he says, that's not the point. The point is of having the experience. And that's just it. It's like so many times we stop ourselves from doing things because we're going to be bad. We know we're going to be bad at them. But that's not necessarily, that's not the point. The point is to get the experience. And then you might find yourself surprised at how good you are at things, or practice makes perfect, or at least permanent. So the more we practice things, then we will improve. Will we ever become, what do they call it? Show quality? Maybe not. But It's the experience. It's trying something new, learning something new, be willing to suck at something new for a little while. I have tried a wide number of arts and crafts, none of which I'm particularly good at, but the experience is fun. And you know, it, and I might make something, if not beautiful, at least interesting looking. So, and there are lots of things like I started running, which I'm not currently doing, but that's a whole nother conversation. And I started registering for these 5Ks. Was I ever going to win a 5K? Oh, heck no. But the experience was, and that was the fun. It's like, hey, I'm here with 3,000 of my new best friends in July in the heat to do this race, you know, to run this run. And most of the time that's what they called them. They called them runs. They don't even call them races because, you know, and there's no shame in walking parts of the run. You know, and so, you know, for a couple of years I did a whole bunch of those, and I've got a bunch of, you know, cool t-shirts and a bunch of cool experiences and a lot of fun. And I've got some fun pictures. And so that's, you know, don't let fear build walls because you're afraid to try something new. As you know, they needed to knock a wall out in the sanctuary, and everybody kept coming to them and saying, well, you know, here are all the objections. Here's why. And I love that she said, what was it that she said that was so great? Because it was about hating change. Oh, there it is. Rainbow. I love progress, but I hate change. Because we talked about change a couple of days ago. It's a new year. We're all struggling to write 2023 on whenever we have to date things. And change is inevitable. It is going to happen. When we can wrap our minds around the fact that change is going to happen, and if we can look at the experience and understand not everything's going to be absolutely wonderful at first, but that we will progress, because if we like progress, but we hate change, can't have progress without change, and try something new. And then, if nothing else, you'll have a cool story to tell. And that's what I like. It's like, even if it doesn't work out the way I expect it to, I'm still going to have a cool story to tell. So, but yeah, so don't let fear build those walls. Don't, of any kind, you know, and for Pete's sakes, don't let people talk you out of doing things that you love. Even if you're not that great at them. That was, one of those things when I went to ministerial school, I was a little surprised at who I didn't tell. And I didn't tell certain people because I knew that they would try and talk me out of it. Because they had done so before. I'd said, oh, well, I think I'm going to try this. And they're like, really? I don't think that's good for you. I don't think you'll be good at that. So I've let people talk me out of things before. And so sometimes we talk about silence, and that can be silence can be your best friend. If you want to try something new and you have people who are wonderfully supportive of, hey, whatever it is that you want to do, go for it. Go for it. Tell them. But if you've got people in your life that are going to talk you out of it, and you know them, and they're going to talk you out of it because they love you. They don't want you to get hurt. They don't want you to be disappointed, you know, what have you. Silence is going to be your best friend. Don't tell them. Don't tell them. All right. Now I'm going to make that caveat of if you're over 18, okay? Because if you're under 18, you got to be careful about what you try and hide from your parents. Okay. So, it's like, don't hide from your parents. I don't imagine too many of people under the age of 18 are going to see this, but you know, so if it is something in your life that you really want to do, don't let fear build walls. Go and do it. Go and do it. Try it out. And I will also tell you, give yourself 21 days, or 21 tries. So if it's not 21 days, it takes about 3 weeks before we really get a handle on anything. That's how long it takes to create a habit, is about 21 days. So don't give up after the first try. Don't give up after the first try. Keep trying. Okay? There is a point where you can look at something and say, well, I've got a cool story and I've had the experience and this is not for me and I'm going to go and do something else. But don't let it be after the first try. All right? That again is fear building that wall. All right. So obviously you've got a pretty clear mission there. Let me go back to what she says. Don't we build walls within our consciousness which prevent us from experiencing life to the fullest? How symbolic was the Berlin Wall, or any wall for that matter? It suggests restriction. These walls are but artificial barriers we build out of fear. Okay, so the mission today, should we choose to accept it, is to realize that we are all one in God and that each of us is God manifest. So let's stretch out past those limitations, which are artificial walls, and we can take them down. All right? I know, it's a heck of a mission. I'm asking you to try something new, try something different, have a new experience, get a new cool story to tell. All right? I'm a big believer in having cool stories to tell. That's what I tell people when in October when I got bit by a dog and fell off my bike. It's like, is it an experience I would rather have not had? Absolutely. But now I have a cool story to tell. So, you can turn anything, just about anything, into a cool story. So, know who you are. You are God manifest, and don't let those walls get in your way. Take them down. Take them down. All right. So that is your mission today. The second part is the same one that I give you every day, which is to do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself. And honestly, 2 of the things that I mentioned today are absolutely loving, kind, and compassionate. 1, take those walls down. Take those walls down. Stretch out and try something new. One of the most loving, kind, and compassionate things you can do for yourself is to try something new. With the expectation that you're not going to be perfect at it, you're not going to be flawless at it the first time. Give yourself that grace. Give yourself the grace to suck at something new. And then the other one is the silence. If you are trying something new and you know that you have people around you who are not supportive of you doing that, you don't have to tell them. Please tell the people that love you and support you and will think whatever you try is a fantastic experience. It's like, hey, go for it. Tell those people. But the people who are going to try and talk you out of it for, a variety of reasons that have nothing to do with you, silence is golden for a reason. Okay? And sometimes the most loving, kind, and compassionate thing you can do for yourself is to not tell people stuff that they can talk you out of. All right? It also looks like taking a nap, taking a deep breath, taking a walk. It looks like eating a dessert first. It is about self-care, and it is about making room for joy. It is also about you are your own best test subject, because immediate feedback. All right? And sometimes when I talk about these loving, kind, and compassionate things, it may be something you're trying for the first time. Give yourself some time. Give yourself some time. You'll have a cool story to tell. And sometimes it is about eating dessert first, or trying to make a new dessert that you haven't made before. Okay? Don't let the walls get in your way. Okay. Right. Practice on yourself. You deserve your own love. You deserve your own kindness. You deserve your own compassion. Absolutely. Absolutely. If we are God made manifest, we deserve our own love, we deserve our own kindness, we deserve our own compassion. Okay, I also encourage you to do something to engage your mind and your body. I do encourage you to drink plenty of water. Hydration is super important. I do encourage you to get early in your day bright light.
Surprise!
I should have silenced my phone. I'm sorry about that. The text messages are going crazy. I will check into that in a minute. But get that early in your day bright light. There was no sun this morning. Artificial light works too. All right. point is early in your day. It'll reset your circadian rhythms. You will feel better. It's science. You can look it up. Okay, so the last one, in the words of Ernest Holmes, open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you live in heaven now. And I'm going to silence my phone now. Okay, you do live in heaven right here, right now. It is a state of mind. Okay, and that is one of the ways that you can, as I have said, suck at something new. In that state of mind, when you realize that, hey, I don't have to be good at everything I do. Sometimes I just do it because I like it, or sometimes I do it just because I want a new story to tell, or I just want to have the experience of doing it. That is part of that heaven mindset. That is part of that heaven consciousness. Being willing to do something that you may not be good at first or ever. But you do it because you like it. I mean, trust me, I don't like singing in public for a variety of reasons, but I do enjoy singing. So while I may not do it in public, I still do it because I enjoy it. All right? You know, I'm not going to be a famous opera singer. Not that I particularly sing opera, but you know what I mean. But I do it because I enjoy it. And that is how I create heaven for myself. I just do it when nobody else is around. Or I inflict it on my partner. Because my partner loves me and puts up with me doing that kind of stuff. So, all right. This is what I'm talking about. And you can take Emma's advice, look for the good and praise it. And your partner putting up with you singing when you're not, show quality. That's part of heaven. And that's part of the good. All right. I am going to move into the process of my day. So here's the social media part. We are Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark. I'm the running Rev Ryan on the social medias that I am on. If you want to know what's going on at the center, then please email info@creativelife.org. That will get you on our constant contact. You'll get that email. And the hot links in that email are hot. When it says click here now, it will either take you to the information that you want or to the person that can get you the information. So please avail yourself of that resource. There's a whole lot of good stuff in the email. So, and you can always check out the website because the website is Creative Life Spiritual Center. So, okay. Yeah, that's what I need you to know. So here's where I get to encourage you to have a great day, wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanting day, a trying something new day, a watching the walls come tumbling down day, a stretching past our limitations day, a trying something new to have a cool story to tell day, a good day. And if that's too much pressure, simply have a day because you are enough just as you are. You are a beloved child of God. You are a brilliant light. You are a divine spark. You are a godling. You are spirit in motion. You are God in action. You are God made manifest, as Rainbow said earlier. That is who you are. Beloved child of God in whom God is well pleased and well represented. All right? Some days you may be the only holy book people encounter. Are you happy with the scripture of you? Okay, and if you're not, what are you going to do about it? Okay. I feel like there's something else oh no, Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. I'll be back with you around 9 a.m. Take care of yourself and know that you are loved always.